The year I stopped calling his name. Part 1. The Discovery. On the third day of my business trip, I mindlessly opened my boyfriend's secondary X account. By pure chance, he'd posted something just seconds before, "Life's greatest regret is meeting the woman you want to care for forever, right before your wedding." The text was paired with a candid photo, a young woman in a floral dress. Her name was Chloe Lewis. She was Jason's junior from college, sweet, fresh-faced, 10 years younger than me. I stared at my phone screen, momentarily frozen. My boss elbowed me. "Hey, what are you daydreaming about? Pay attention to the client presentation. Go over the proposal one more time, you're up next. Make a good impression." I quickly shoved my phone back in my bag and flashed him an OK sign. "Don't worry, boss. We're landing this deal." After the meeting, my boss told me to grab a quick lunch. We had a factory tour in 30 minutes. I pulled out my phone to order food. That's when I saw it again, the bird mascot app. I couldn't help myself. I clicked back into Jason's account. The post was gone. Just then, my best friend Mia's call came through. "Girl, you finally picked up." Her voice was frantic. "You won't believe what I just saw." "What?" "Your PhD boyfriend with some young girl at the supermarket. They bought 2 huge bags of groceries, meat, vegetables, everything. Laughing and chatting the whole time. I followed them all the way to your neighborhood. Sarah, he took her into your condo. Your wedding home." She paused for breath. "Why didn't you tell me about this?" I rubbed my forehead, smiling bitterly. "Mia, I wanted to tell you, but you haven't stopped talking long enough to let me get a word in." "Wait." Her tone shifted. "I took photos. Sending them now." Ding. Several images appeared on my screen. The angles were sneaky, clearly covert shots, but the faces were unmistakable. The man wore frameless glasses, refined and scholarly. That was Jason Howell, my boyfriend of 8 years. The girl beside him was slim, glowing with youthful sweetness. Chloe Lewis, his junior. His fellow townswoman. Now a senior at State University. "Did you see them?" Mia demanded. "Yeah." "That's it? Just, yeah?" I laughed weakly. "What do you want me to say?" "You should come home right now, beat that homewrecker to a pulp, and make that cheating bastard parade through the streets in his underwear." I massaged my throbbing temples. "First, I'm on a business trip. If this deal closes, I get promoted. I can't just leave. Second, I don't have proof they're actually sleeping together yet. I could go home to nothing. And third, even if they are hooking up, what then? Breaking off an engagement isn't simple. It's exhausting, draining, soul-crushing." I took a breath. A cheating man makes me cry a pound of tears. But my job? My job buys me an LV bag. Which do you think I should choose? Mia sighed. "I get it. I do. But it's just so unfair. You've been with him for years. You supported him through 2 rounds of grad school applications. You made him nutritious meals every single day during exam season. If he dares betray you after all that, I swear I'll destroy him." "I know you've got my back," I said softly. "I'll bring you something good when I get home." I hung up. Standing alone in the conference room, I felt my nose sting. Tears threatened to spill, but I held them back. Clenched my phone. Forced myself to breathe. After a few minutes, I plastered on a smile and ordered lunch. Gotta eat. Busy afternoon ahead. The trip was a success. We landed a major contract, and I was promoted to East Region Sales Director. 3 days later, my boss and I flew back to the city together. He offered to have his driver take me home, but I declined with a smile. "My boyfriend's picking me up." I stood outside the airport with my suitcase, calling Jason 3 times and sending 5 texts. No response. Early March rain fell cold and sharp, piercing through my coat like needles into my bones. Finally, I took a cab home. I punched in the door code. The smell of home-cooked food hit me immediately. 4 dishes were already on the table. Jason stood in the kitchen wearing an apron, stir-frying something fragrant. On the couch lay a middle-aged man I'd never seen before, maybe mid-50s, graying hair, haggard. He was asleep, a lit cigarette dangling between his fingers. Ash gathered in a long column, then dropped onto our white shag rug. I slammed the door. The man jolted awake, stubbed out his cigarette, and rubbed his eyes. He glanced at our wedding photo on the wall, then at me. "You must be Sarah, right? Jason's girlfriend?" Jason emerged from the kitchen, spatula in hand. He looked surprised. "You're back already? I thought you were still on your trip." He walked over naturally, taking my suitcase. "This is Mr. Lewis, Chloe's father." He pulled a pair of men's slippers from the shoe cabinet and set them in front of me. "Chloe's mom is in the hospital nearby, just 2 stops away. Chloe and her dad have been taking turns staying with her at night, so they're crashing here for a few days." I gave a flat, Jason, already rushing back to his walk, called over his shoulder, "I've got to watch the stove, be right back." I dragged my suitcase into the master bedroom. The bathroom light was on. I heard water running. It felt like a fist to the chest. The water stopped. A moment later, the door opened. A girl stepped out in cotton pajamas, towel drying her hair. Her face was dewy and fresh, like jasmine after winter rain. Chloe saw me and froze. "Sarah? I thought you were on a business trip?" Interesting. The exact same words Jason had used. I glanced down. She was wearing my pink bunny slippers. She stepped back awkwardly. I didn't know if Jason told you, but my mom's in the hospital. The hospital rooms don't have showers, so I borrowed your bathroom." "I'm sorry." From the kitchen, dinner's ready. 4 dishes and a soup. All beautifully prepared. All made by Jason. In 8 years together, he'd never cooked me a proper meal. Instant ramen at best. I had no idea he even could cook like this. The atmosphere at the table was strained. "Mr. Lewis and Chloe exchanged glances, eating in silence. Jason served me a piece of braised pork. "How was the trip?" "Fine." "Why didn't you tell me you were coming back?" "I would have picked you up." I chewed slowly. "I called. You didn't answer." Jason blinked, then laughed. "Oh, my phone was charging." I was in the kitchen. Didn't hear it over the noise. Another suffocating silence. "Mr. Lewis forced a smile. "Sarah, you're so lucky. Jason's such a good man, educated, thoughtful, and he can cook. Men like him are rare these days." I pulled out my phone and opened a hotel booking app. "Mr. Lewis, I've reserved a hotel room for you. It's close to the hospital, just a few minutes away. Convenient location." "Mr. Lewis set down his chopsticks and looked away. Jason's jaw tightened. "Sarah. Mrs. Lewis is getting discharged soon. They're just staying a few days. It's not a big deal." I waved my phone. I solved the problem. They can stay at the hotel. Jason's face darkened. "Really? Over this?" I met his eyes. "And you?" "This is our wedding home. We spent a year renovating it, 6 months airing it out. I've barely lived here 2 weeks, and you let strangers move in without even asking me?" "Strangers?" Jason's fist clenched. "They're my hometown people. Chloe is my junior." Chloe suddenly stood, eyes brimming with tears. I'm sorry, Miss Quinn. Her voice cracked. I should have asked permission before staying here. I apologize. She bowed deeply. Mister. Lewis sighed and bowed as well. His shoulders were hunched, his face full of shame. I'm so sorry, Miss Quinn. For a split second, I felt my resolve waver. Am I being too harsh? Chloe wiped her tears. We've intruded long enough. My mom's still in the hospital. We'll leave now. Chloe, don't cry. Jason rushed to her side. Sarah didn't mean it like that. She's not kicking you out. Yes, I cut in coldly. I am. I don't want strangers living in my wedding home. Chloe looked at me, then turned to help her father pack. Minutes later, they stood at the door with their luggage. Jason followed them, still trying to apologize. It's raining. Wait, let me grab my coat. I'll drive you. Meet me in the garage. After they left, Jason came back for his car keys. He stood in the entryway, glaring at me. I sat at the dining table, staring at the 4-dish spread, my expression calm. But under the table, my hands were shaking. Sarah, you've become so cold, he spat. If you want to blame someone, blame me. Why humiliate them? Mister. Lewis is a cab driver, an honest man. I saw him crying in the hallway. You're cruel. I laughed bitterly. Don't morally blackmail me. If they'd asked me in advance, I might have agreed. But you made this decision behind my back. You deal with the consequences. Jason's face twisted. Chloe's shy and innocent. How could she possibly talk to you? Shy? Innocent? I remembered. 4 months ago. 11 p.m. Jason and I were about to have sex. I'd just stepped out of the shower when he looked at me apologetically. I'm not in the mood tonight. Not feeling it. Can we do this another time? What could I say? I couldn't force him. Half an hour later, I fell asleep. Jason slipped out of bed and went to his study. He video called Chloe is less than #0. 6# is greater than which problem don't you understand? Her voice was sweet, playful. This one. I feel like my thinking is all blocked. I'm going to bomb the math section of the grad entrance exam. Jason's tone was gentle. It's okay. We'll go step by step. Is Sarah asleep? Chloe asked. I hope I'm not bothering you guys this late. You're not. She has work tomorrow. She's already asleep. While he explained the problem, I watched through the crack in the door as he screenshot several photos of Chloe mid-call. Back then, I told myself it was normal. Every couple goes through a 7-year itch. We've been together 8. He's only human. I'll allow him a moment of weakness. As long as he doesn't cross the line. As long as he still loves me. But when boundaries get pushed, inch by inch, until there's nothing left I can't even pretend anymore. Now, standing in our condo, Jason glared at me with icy contempt. I didn't say a word. He grabbed his keys and stormed out. The house was finally quiet. I stared at the cold dishes in front of me. And I laughed. Then I cried. My head spun. I felt drunk, even though I hadn't touched a drop. I called Mia. Hello? The second I spoke, I broke down. She kept asking what happened, her voice full of panic. Did you get home? Did you catch them? Did that bastard really cheat? I'm coming over right now. No, I managed. Don't. I told her everything. She listened quietly. That piece of shit, she finally said. He's the one who screwed up and he's blaming you? Unbelievable. I curled up in the chair, silent for a long time. You know what's funny? I whispered. I always thought he was just a typical engineering guy. Rational. Practical. Not romantic. I thought back to 2 years ago, when I miscarried. He made me chicken soup. Burned his hand doing it. Even though I knew he'd just used frozen drumsticks from the supermarket, I was so touched. When he had to leave for an academic conference, he asked if I'd be okay alone. I said I was fine. He ordered me takeout. And left. But today, seeing those 4 dishes he made, watching him chase after that girl in the rain, turns out, I said quietly, engineering guys can be romantic. They just don't waste it on me. Mia exhaled smoke on the other end of the line. They probably haven't slept together yet, she said carefully. Sarah, what are you going to do? I don't know. I used to think marriage would fix everything. Every couple fights. 8 years is a long time. I can't just throw it away. But now, Mia, I don't think I want to marry him anymore. My phone buzzed. A text from Jason. Sarah, I've thought about this for a long time. I can't accept your arrogance and cruelty. Mister? Louis and Chloe were my guests. The way you treated them shows you have no respect for me. I think we need to seriously reconsider whether our values align. Whether we're even compatible for marriage. I stared at the message. And laughed. Then my phone rang. Sarah, it's me. His voice was tight. Chloe's sitting right next to me. She's crying. I need you to apologize to her. Right now. This call is on speaker. He paused. If you refuse to apologize, then I'll have to seriously reconsider whether we should get married at all. My anger flared. Fine, I said coldly. Then let's not get married. Silence. Neither of us spoke. 10 seconds passed. In those 10 seconds, I was furious. My tears fell without permission. And I remembered so many moments from the past 8 years. I was 23 when we met. Fresh out of college, new to the workforce. My first job was as a course consultant at a test prep company. I was handing out flyers outside State University. Most students took them and immediately tossed them. But Jason took his, read it carefully, and smiled. Thank you. If I'm interested, I'll stop by. Later, he actually came to the office. We exchanged WeChat info. And then he confessed. He was smart. Rational. Patient. He listened when I vented about work. Helped me think through problems when I felt lost. He waited outside my office for 2 hours one night when I had to work late. When I came down, he stood up from the lobby couch, rubbing his eyes, pulling an umbrella from his bag. Hungry, babe? At a late-night food stall, a drunk man harassed me. Jason didn't hesitate. He grabbed a beer bottle and swung. The guy and his friends were huge. Jason was tall but lean. He got beaten. Badly. At the police station, I sobbed uncontrollably. He smiled and patted my head. Then winced in pain. 8 years. How could I just cut that off? How could I accept it? I took a deep breath. We're both too angry right now. We need space. A few days apart. Then we can talk. I was about to say that when Jason muttered into the phone, psycho. Click. He hung up. I sat frozen, phone still pressed to my ear. What did he just say? Mia called back. What happened? Why'd you hang up? I covered my mouth, tears streaming through my fingers. He told me to apologize to Chloe, I choked out. Said if I didn't, we wouldn't get married. So I said fine. Let's not. I paused. And you know what he said, Mia? She was silent. He called me a psycho. My voice cracked. It's over. We're done. Completely done. Mia tried to console me. Said she'd come over. After we hung up, I stared at the food on the table. And I snapped. Fuck you, Jason. I swept the dishes onto the floor. Stomped on them. Screamed every curse I knew. I want revenge. I want to grab him by the hair and smash his skull in. I want to ruin his academic career. Destroy his reputation. Report Chloe to her graduate program for moral misconduct. I knew dozens of ways to destroy them both. Socially. Professionally. Completely. I could do it. If I wanted to. I stumbled to the fridge, grabbed a beer, chugged half of it. The carbonation made me gag. I threw the rest on the floor. Then I grabbed a bottle of red wine from the rack, a gift from a friend at our engagement party. I tried to open it. Couldn't. So I smashed it on the coffee table. The bottle shattered. Red liquid spilled across the carpet. I picked up the broken half and drank straight from the jagged edge. The room spun. I collapsed on the floor, crying. So what? What happens after I get my revenge? After I've vented my rage? My phone rang. My boss. I wiped my face, took a breath, and answered with forced cheer. Hi, Victor. He laughed apologetically. I know you're on leave, but there's a small issue with the proposal. I've sent you notes. If you're free, could you revise it? I clenched my fist. My boss abuses me 1,000 times. I treat my boss like my first love. Is less than #0. 6# is greater than no problem. I'll have it to you before morning. Actually, could you have it done by midnight? It's kind of urgent. I checked my watch. 8 p.m. Sure? You're a lifesaver, Sarah. I owe you dinner. I rolled my eyes. More like you owe me a raise. I hung up and opened my email. 3 hours of work. Minimum. I stood, dizzy, and stumbled to the bathroom. Stuck my fingers down my throat. Threw up everything I'd just drunk. Washed my face. Stared at myself in the mirror. My makeup was ruined. Eyes swollen. I looked wrecked. So what? I asked my reflection. What do I gain from revenge? Is this man even worth my time? I had a job. Parents. Money. Friends. I wasn't unattractive. I was in decent shape. Losing him wouldn't make me collapse. He's not worth it. I made myself a huge mug of honey water, tied my hair back, and got to work. But first, I handled a few things. 1, I changed the door lock code. 2, I contacted property management, showed them my ownership documents, and had Jason's building access revoked. I informed them he had violent tendencies and might harass me. If he showed up, I wanted security to remove him. I'd call the police if necessary. I made it very clear if anything happened to me, I'd hold them legally responsible. 3, I scheduled deep cleaning and same-day courier service for tomorrow. 4, I blocked Jason's number and sent him one final text on WeChat weddings off. Agreed. The condo's mine, paid in full. Your family paid for renovations. Appliances were split. I have all the receipts. I'll hire someone to calculate everything and settle accounts within a week. Since we're not married, assets are easy to divide. I'm sending your stuff to your university dorm tomorrow. If you need anything, email me. I'm busy. Don't contact me. Then I blocked him. Mia texted, I'm downstairs. Let me in. She burst in with 2 bags of snacks, beer, and crayfish. Hugged me tight. It's okay. I'm here. I bought supplies. We're crying all night. I pushed her back gently. I'm not crying. I have work to do. She stared at me like I'd grown a second head. Work? Did you two make up? No. I just told him the wedding's off. Her eyes went wide. Then how can you work? I shrugged. What else should I do? Cry myself into a cyst? He's not worth it. She pointed at the destruction around us. Then what's this? Oh. I lost control for a minute. I pulled her close, resting my head on her shoulder. Mia, can you help me clean up? My boss is waiting on a report. I'm swamped. She sighed. So I'm your maid now? I shoved her toward the kitchen. And make me food is less than #0. 6 is greater than I haven't eaten all day. My stomach hurts. Fine. She poked my forehead. Go work. I've got this. Her phone rang. It's him, she said, holding it up. He can't reach you, so he's calling me. Should I answer? Yeah. Put it on speaker. Jason's voice came through, frantic. Mia, has Sarah contacted you? He sounded like he was driving. No, Mia said evenly. Why? You two fighting? She's insane. Jason exploded. My friend's mom is in the hospital. They're struggling financially. So I let them stay at my place for a few days. Sarah flipped out. Kicked them out right at the dinner table. She looks down on rural people. You should have seen her attitude. He took a breath. I said a couple things to her, and now she wants to cancel the wedding. Mia, do you think she's seeing someone else? Is she using this as an excuse to break up? Who just kicks people out for no reason? Is she insane? Mia's jaw dropped. Then she unleashed. You're the insane one. Your whole family is insane. You brought strangers into her condo. Why didn't you get them a hotel? Oh, you're so generous. Why don't you work for the UN? I don't see you being this helpful to your own mother. And you say she's seeing someone? Let me ask you, is your friend male or female? Female, right? Is less than #0. 6 is greater than. Otherwise, you wouldn't be buzzing around her like a fly on shit. Jason sputtered. This is ridiculous. Mia finished for him. Click. I gave her a thumbs up. She flipped her hair. I've never lost a verbal fight. That night, Mia stayed over. I worked. Busy work kept the pain at bay. Around 9 p.m., I heard someone outside trying to enter the wrong door code. Then knocking. Then pounding. Sarah, open the door. I kept typing. Mia grabbed a broom, ready to throw down. I shook my head and called property management. Minutes later, my mom called. Sweetie, are you fighting with Jason? Yeah. Why would you lock him out? He just told me you're upset because he let some friends stay over. Honey, that's not a big deal. Why are you talking about breaking up? The wedding's in a few weeks. Everyone's invited. What will people think? She took a breath. You're over 30. You're not getting any younger. It's hard to find someone at your age. Jason's handsome, educated, you won't find another man like him. Stop being difficult. Let him in. If I have to, I'll take the train there tonight. I finished the last data entry and hit send. Then I took a deep breath. Mom, this is between Jason and me. I can handle it. You're not the one marrying him, I am. Don't interfere. Don't try to convince me. And don't come here. She started to argue. Last week, I lent Ben and Sophie $400,000 for their kids' school district apartment. You say one more word, and I'll take that money back. If Ben doesn't pay, I'll sue. I have the signed IOU. If they divorce over this, it'll be your fault. Think about it. She started crying, cursing me, saying I didn't know right from wrong. But she stopped trying to convince me. I hung up. Immediately, I ordered a gold bracelet online and texted her, "Mom, I was upset. Sorry for being harsh. I just bought you a bracelet and booked you a tour package. Go enjoy yourself." My issues with Jason are complicated. It's not something that can be explained in 2 sentences. Trust your daughter. Be on my side. She sent me several 60-second voice messages, all tearful. She was worried I'd make a choice I'd regret forever. She told me to return the bracelet, skip the trip, and call her and Ben if I needed backup. I exhaled. I know my mom. Scare her first, then soften. Works every time. Mia pointed at the security monitor. Property management's here. They're arguing with Jason. I opened the surveillance app on my laptop. Outside, Mr. Collins stood with 2 guards. Jason held his phone in one hand, a dripping umbrella in the other. His face was tight with frustration. "I'm the man of this house," he said. "I was here when we got the keys. This is just a domestic argument. It's nothing. You can go, Mr." Collins smiled politely. The homeowner, Miss Quinn, informed us she's single. She called us up here, so we have to, Sarah. Jason slammed his fist on the door. "Open up, or I'm breaking this lock." "Sir, Mr." Collins tried again. "If this is really a domestic issue, perhaps you and Miss Quinn can work it out privately. But right now, you're disturbing the other residents. This is 1 unit per floor." Jason snapped. "Who am I disturbing?" "Mr." Collins's smile faded. He pulled out his phone to call me. Jason snatched it. "Sarah." He stepped back, looked directly into the camera above the door. His handsome face twisted with rage. "Open the door?" I leaned toward my laptop mic. "No." His jaw clenched. "Then take me off your blacklist. We need to talk." "No." He threw down his umbrella, gave the camera a sarcastic thumbs up. "Fine. You win. I'll stay right here. Let's see if you ever come out." "Mr." Collins stepped forward. "Sir, please be reasonable. Miss Quinn has informed us that if you refuse to leave, we're authorized to call the police to ensure her safety." Jason's eyebrow twitched. "Call the police? Go ahead. I want them to come. Then she'll have to open the door." I leaned into the mic again. "I won't call the police, Jason. But I will call your dissertation advisor. I'll have him come pick you up." Jason froze. "You wouldn't. I don't just have Professor Carter's number. I have everyone in your department. Want me to invite them all over for a show?" His hands balled into fists. He glared into the camera. Finally, through gritted teeth, "You bitch." He returned the phone to Mr. Ad. Collins grabbed his umbrella and left. I stared at the empty hallway on screen. I thought I'd feel victorious. Instead, I just felt hollow. I finished my report and sent it in before midnight. Stretched. Rolled my aching shoulders. Washed up. Went to the guest room. Mia was already in bed. She lifted the covers. "Get in." I slid in beside her. She shook her head, smiling. "You're scary, you know that?" "Stone cold. You just broke up, divided assets, and worked through it all without flinching. I'd be a mess." I stared at the dark ceiling. "It's not a big deal. Let's sleep." She turned off the light. We lay there in silence. "I really admire you," Mia said quietly. "The way you just cut it off. It's been less than 8 hours since you got off that plane. I kept staring into the darkness. That's because we've broken up and gotten back together so many times before. I've been angry at him 1,000 times. Told myself 1,000 times to remember the good. But this time I just couldn't. Mia eventually fell asleep. I couldn't. I got up, walked to the floor-to-ceiling window, and stared out at the city. All the hurt I'd been suppressing crashed over me at once. I collapsed on the floor and sobbed. Opened my phone. Unblocked Jason on WeChat. Clicked his profile. Typed messages. Deleted them. Typed again. Deleted again. Opened X. Checked his secret account. Part of me wanted to see something cruel. Something that would make me even more certain. But part of me was terrified of what I'd find. I sat there, scrolling through old photos of us. Deleting them one by one. Crying the whole time. By dawn, I crawled back into bed. Pretended nothing had happened. There's a saying online, you think you're different. But you all end up the same. Jason. We ended up here after all. I dozed for 2 hours, then got up. Today's agenda: deep cleaning, packing Jason's things, sending them out. Mia suggested I take a mental health day, go to a spa, get some air, reset. I told her I was fine. Better than fine. I need to stay busy. If I stop, the memories will eat me alive. So I went to work. My boss was thrilled to see me. He even gave me the Lakeview office as a reward. Worth it. Is less than #0. 6 hashes greater than that afternoon, an unknown number called. It's me. Jason's voice. Cold. I got the package. I'm going through it now. I watered my desk plant. Good. Let me know if anything's missing. I also can't get into the parking garage anymore. Was that you? I smiled. The condo and the parking spot are both mine. I have the right to manage access. Silence. Sarah. Let's meet. There's no need. Once I've calculated everything, I'll contact you. I'm outside your office. If you don't come down, I'm not leaving. I checked my watch. Fine. 15 minutes. I have a meeting. We met in the small park near my office. He wore the camel coat I'd bought him for New Year's. He looked exhausted. Eyes bloodshot. Hair messed. The first thing he said, "Can you stop this childish tantrum? You're a grown woman." I just looked at him. He stepped forward, grabbed my wrist. Come on. Let's go home. I pulled free. That's my home. Not yours. His face darkened. What do you want, Sarah? Is this fun for you? I smiled. Isn't this what you wanted? You said we should reconsider our values. Whether we should even get married. Well, I'm telling you I will never apologize to Chloe. So there's no point in getting married. Jason closed his eyes. Took several deep breaths. Opened them. Reached out to touch my hair. I stepped back. Sarah. His voice softened. Broke a little. I admit I spoke without thinking yesterday. I was wrong. I shouldn't have brought them over without asking. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize to Chloe. She is nobody. We don't need to let a stranger ruin us. His eyes were red. He sounded like he might cry. He tried to take my hand again. Sarah, are you really going to leave me? I pulled away. He lunged forward and hugged me tightly. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You know me, I've been in school forever. I don't know how to deal with people. I say the wrong things. Please don't hold it against me. He held me tighter. Can you really let go of all these years? For a second, I wavered. But then I remembered that word. The one he'd spat through the phone last night. Psycho. I knew that if I forgave him now, if I let this slide, I'd hate myself for the rest of my life. I shoved him off. Jason, you've read enough books. Can't you do basic reading comprehension? I sent you a message last night. It was clear we're done. We're not getting married. Understand? His expression shifted. Shock gave way to rage. You're being completely unreasonable. Don't you see that? You don't have friends from your hometown? Is less than #0. 6# is greater than, just because you bought the condo, I can't bring anyone over? What am I to you, your boyfriend or your kept man? He stepped closer, voice rising. I know you've made a lot of money these past few years. You're successful. So now you look down on me, right? You just threw me out in the middle of the night like I was garbage. There it is. Men always know exactly where the problem lies, but they'll never, ever admit it. Instead, they'll smear you. Twist the narrative. Make it your fault. Cover up their own sins. I watched him rant in silence. Why are you staring at me like that? He snapped. Am I wrong? I checked my watch. 2 minutes left. Jason, I make more money than you. Does that bother you? For years, I've covered 80 of our expenses while you were in school. If you're not a kept man, what are you? Actually, no kept men are at least good in bed and obedient. You're neither. You're eating soft rice the hard way. Jason exploded. What the fuck did you just say? I cut him off with a cold smile, crossing my arms. But let's get back to the point. If you think I'm mad just because you brought friends over, you seriously underestimate me. When we rented that apartment, you brought your uncle, your buddies, your sick relatives. I took care of all of them. I made you look good every single time. I leaned in. So why am I targeting Chloe and her father specifically? Is less than #0. 6# is greater than. Do you want me to read your secret ex posts out loud? That one about meeting the girl you want to care for forever right before your wedding? Do I need to make you admit it, or can you stop playing dumb? His face went pale. Sarah, you're misunderstanding. I never posted anything like that. Chloe and I are completely innocent. There's nothing going on. How can you think that about me? I only see her as a little sister. She's applying to grad school and asks me questions sometimes. That's it. I pointed at my watch. Time's up. I turned and walked back toward my office. Jason followed, grabbing my arm, talking non-stop. I stopped. Follow me again, touch me again, and I'll have security drag you out. Then I'll send photos of you looking pathetic to everyone in your department. Every single person. Jason froze. He didn't follow. But I knew he was still there, watching. I didn't look back. Over the next few days, Jason realized I wasn't just throwing a tantrum, I was actually ending things. He came looking for me multiple times. I refused to see him. Property management called to say he'd been lurking around the building. One night, he waited, drunk, until 2 a.m. Mr. Collins suggested we communicate better. I reminded him sharply that Jason and I had no relationship. I hinted that Jason might be mentally unstable. I suggested they remove him before he became a threat to other residents. That worked. When the building blocked him, Jason got creative. He reached out to mutual friends, asking them to mediate. He even contacted my boss, Victor, trying to arrange a dinner to clear up misunderstandings. Victor, smooth operator that he is, agreed to everything and did nothing. He just told me privately that if I needed time off for family matters, I could take a few days. I didn't need them. 4 days after our blow-up, Chloe called me. She wanted to meet. Said we had personal grievances to settle. Personal grievances? Interesting. She picked the place an upscale Anhui cuisine restaurant. Chain location. Small portions, high prices. Not exactly budget-friendly for a broke grad student. She was trying to save face. When I walked into the private room, Chloe was already there. Hair in a low bun. Light makeup. White cashmere sweater over a long brown skirt. Very artsy. Very good girl. She stood when she saw me. Miss Quinn. It's been a while. Her tone was calm. Polite. Not quite humble, not quite proud. I sat across from her without ceremony. Glanced at my phone. What do you want? Just say it. Chloe poured me tea. Are you in a hurry, Director Quinn? I raised an eyebrow. Of course. My time is billed by the minute. The more I waste on people who don't matter, the more money I lose. She flinched. Her emotions, as always, written all over her face. So you think Jason doesn't matter either? She said tightly. You've been refusing to see him. I leaned back, looking her up and down with a smirk. What's it to you? Are you here to lecture me? Interesting. Chloe glared. Of course it matters. If it weren't for helping my father and me, Jason wouldn't have offended you. I tapped my fingers on the table, saying nothing. I heard you two are breaking up, she continued, her delicate brows furrowing. Jason's been miserable. He's such a kind person, he knows my family is the root of this, but he's never blamed us. I nodded. And? Chloe stood, placed her hands on the table, and bowed slightly. I'm here to apologize. I glanced at the dishes. So your apology is buying me lunch? She straightened, her spine stiff. My father and I stayed in your condo for 3 days. We used your kitchen. This meal is partial repayment. She reached into her backpack and pulled out an envelope, sliding it toward me. Her eyes were proud. Defiant. There's 1,000 RMB here. Based on chain hotel rates for a standard room, that covers 3 nights. We're even now. I looked at the envelope and laughed coldly. Chloe grabbed her coat and bag, turning to leave. I already paid for the meal. Enjoy. Stop. I picked up my tea and took a sip. Did I say you could go? Chloe lifted her chin. Is there something else, Director Quinn? I gestured to the chair. Sit. She didn't move. Just stood there, arms crossed, staring at me coldly. I laughed. Your parents must be so proud. Or maybe cursed. Hard to tell. Her fists hit the table. You think just because you have money, you can act however you want? Real wealthy people have class and kindness, not like you. You're just a shrew. Her chest heaved. Her eyes reddened. Don't think this is over, Sarah. 10 years from now, I'll be more successful than you. Just wait. I clapped slowly. Ambitious. I hope you make it. She sneered. Keep your eyes open and watch. I picked up the envelope, felt its weight, and tossed it back at her. Your mom has cancer. Your family needs money. Your dad's too proud to stay at a hotel, so he begs for free lodging from younger people. And here you are, spending hundreds on a meal to apologize to me and settling a bill for rooms you never paid for. I clicked my tongue. Looks like your mom's illness isn't that serious. Or maybe she's just not as important as your fragile little ego. Was I wrong to call you stupid? Chloe's face crumpled. Tears spilled down her cheeks. She pointed a shaking finger at me. Shut up. Our problems are between us. Don't bring my mother into this, is less than #0. 6 hash is greater than, say one more word about my mom and I swear you'll what? I raised an eyebrow. Fine. Let's not talk about your poor mother. Let's talk about you. What about me? She spat. Do you have any sense of boundaries? Her face twisted. How don't I? Did I steal your man? Did you see that with your own eyes? I pulled several printed pages from my bag and threw them at her. Security footage. Jason and Chloe walking into my building together, laughing, carrying grocery bags. Chloe ripped the pages into pieces and threw them back at me. Stop slandering me. Jason and I are completely innocent. He's a good person. He's helping my family because we're struggling. That's all. I brushed the scraps off my clothes. There are plenty of struggling people in the world. He has lots of juniors. Why only help you? Because you little white lotus, saw that he had a thing for you. And you've been using him ever since. You're lying! I pulled out more printed photos. Tossed them at her. 4 months ago, you called him at midnight asking for help with a math problem. Know what we were doing? Having sex. You interrupted us. 3 months ago, he stayed up all night researching and writing a paper for you. I leaned forward. Back to my question, you knew he was about to get married. But you kept texting him. Using him. Even bringing your whole family to freeload off him. Chloe, he's dirty. And you're cheap. Chloe grabbed her water glass. I sat back calmly, waiting for her to throw it. She didn't. She slammed it down on the table instead, smirking. I don't even have to ask. Jason just helps me. Automatically. What can I do about that? Maybe you're just old. Unattractive. He's not interested anymore. I laughed. Sweetie, attacking women for their age is the lowest move. So here's my blessing. May you stay 20 forever. She smiled smugly. At least I'm younger than you. I finished my tea leisurely. I heard your grad school interview went well. Congratulations. Her smile froze. What do you mean? I nodded at the printed photos on the table. I'm bringing these to the admissions office. Actually, I'll be there on your interview day. I'll chat with your panel about how you've been having late-night conversations with PhD candidate Jason Howell, destroying his 8-year relationship with Miss Sarah Quinn. You wouldn't. Chloe's whole body shook. Veins bulged on her forehead. If you ruin me, I'll jump off a building. And before I die, I'll make sure the whole world knows you pushed me. She pulled out her phone already recording. Her breathing was ragged. I have proof. You're threatening me right now. I looked at her coldly. You'd kill yourself over this? That's all you're worth? I pulled out my own phone. Held it up. You think you're the only one who knows how to record? I've been in the workforce longer than you've been alive, kid. I stood, grabbed my bag. Go home. Listen to your recording. Ask yourself, did I threaten you? Or did I just tell you the truth? I headed for the door. Just as I reached it, Chloe spoke. Sarah, you know what? Jason drove over 300 kilometers to my hometown once, just to buy me my favorite food from my old high school. I stopped. What's your point? Chloe's voice was thick with tears and triumph. You were so good to him. What did he ever give you back? I barely lift a finger, and he bends over backward to make me happy. She smiled cruelly. Sarah, he doesn't love you anymore. He's only marrying you because he slept with you for 8 years. He owes you and your family an explanation. That's it. My chest tightened. I turned back, forced a smile. Trash is trash. If you want it, take it. And by the way, Little girl, good luck at your interview. See you there. Her face went white with rage. I walked out, feeling oddly lighter. But once I was in my car, I sat in the silence. Chloe's words echoed. Jason drove 300 kilometers to buy her street food from her hometown. I remembered. 6 months ago. An afternoon. I'd texted Jason. He didn't reply for hours. Finally, I video called him. He answered. He was driving alone on the highway. My advisor asked me to deliver a hard drive to the next city over, he'd said, sounding annoyed. It's such a pain. I told him to be careful and hung up quickly, worried he'd get into an accident. I hadn't suspected a thing. Now, looking back, the lyrics to that song fit perfectly. There's so much I don't know. I was furious. Every cell in my body screamed for revenge. I pulled out my phone, started to dial Jason's number, ready to scream at him, curse him, destroy him. Then Mia called. Hey, babe. You done with the White Lotus? How'd it go? Yeah. It's over. I opened my glove compartment, found Mia's half-empty pack of cigarettes and a lighter. I don't smoke, but I needed something. I lit one. Inhaled. Coughed violently. You smoking? Mia's voice sharpened. She really got to you, huh? I leaned against the steering wheel, waiting for the dizziness to pass. Then I told her everything. Mia listened quietly. Finally, she sighed. Today it looked like you won every round. But you feel like you lost, don't you? I smiled weakly. Yeah. I lost him to her. Want me to teach her a lesson? I rubbed my temples, looking out the window. And I saw Chloe, standing at a bus stop, crying on the phone. I stubbed out the cigarette. Let's see. Maybe later. Mia paused. Oh, by the way, Jason's been calling me nonstop, begging me to help you two reconcile. And he's planning something. Tomorrow night, he's going to propose to you again, in front of friends and family. He made me promise not to tell you. I laughed bitterly. He's juggling a side piece and chasing me at the same time. What's his angle? 8 years is a long time, Mia said carefully. I'm just worried you'll go soft. I started the car, flipped on my signal, pulled out of the spot. He secretly flew my mom in from my hometown. Thinks I don't know. You'll be there tomorrow too, right? If I waver, slap me. Twice. Wake me up. The next morning, my mom called. She'd arrived in the city, went shopping, got lost, sent me her location, asked me to pick her up. I got dressed, did my makeup, and drove over. When I pulled up, my mom was standing on the sidewalk with Jason. He was in a suit, hair styled, holding a bouquet of red roses. He looked every bit the devoted son-in-law, chatting politely with my mom. When he saw my car, he jogged over. Sarah. He opened my door, handed me the roses with both hands, eyes shining. Today's our 8-year anniversary. I didn't take the flowers, just looked at him coldly. I told you I'd handle our issues myself. Why'd you bring my mom into this? His eyes reddened. His voice broke. Please don't be mad. Okay? My mom rushed over, grabbed my arm, looked from me to Jason, tears streaming. You two have been together so long. Look how good you are together. If it weren't for your father's illness a few years ago, you'd already be married. She squeezed my hand. Sweetheart, life is long. Bad things happen. But as long as you love each other, you can get through anything. Jason loves you so much. Remember that time he got a concussion protecting you? I felt trapped. Suffocated. Jason's good at manipulation. And my mom falls for every internet scam and miracle health product out there. She took my hand and placed it in Jason's, pressing them together. Sarah, Jason promised me if he ever hurts you again, I can beat him to death myself. I tried to pull my hand back. Jason held on tight, eyes pleading. Babe, give me one more chance. I frowned. Let go. He gripped tighter. I've invited everyone. My parents. Our friends. Even your boss, Victor. Please. My jaw dropped. You invited Victor? Are you insane? This is humiliating. Victor had actually called me yesterday afternoon. Jason had cornered him in the parking garage, begging him to attend the proposal event. Victor asked my opinion. I'd laughed. It's a performance. Don't bother. Victor said he loved watching drama. He was going. Great. And now here I was. My boss holding my career hostage. Jason had rented a small banquet hall, decorated with roses and pink balloons. Not many people. His parents. My mom. My brother Ben and his wife Sophie. 4 mutual friends. And Victor. When I walked in, Ben was already playing host. Uncle, Auntie, sit, sit. What would you like to drink? Don't be shy. Jason's parents, both educators, very traditional, very proud, looked down on my brother. High school dropout. Worked in sales. They smiled politely but exchanged loaded glances full of disdain. Ben moved on to Victor, pouring tea with both hands. You're Victor, right? My sister talks about you all the time. Thank you for mentoring her. Victor clapped him on the shoulder. You're a smooth talker. Ever thought about working for me? Ben grinned. I'd love that. Mia waved us over. Auntie. Sarah. Over here. I smiled, nodded at Ben. He winked. We'd talked 2 nights ago. He'd called after Jason showed up at his place, trying to recruit my family to convince me to reconcile. Ben asked what I wanted. I told him, if he's inviting everyone, let them come. We need to settle this with both families present anyway. I sat next to Mia. Immediately, I felt eyes on me. Jason's mother. Glaring daggers. When I didn't acknowledge her, she threw her napkin on the table and muttered, "No manners." I heard that. My mom, meanwhile, leaned over to chat with her. What time did you arrive? Mrs. Howell's tone was icy. Whatever time Sarah decided. Mister. Howell tugged her sleeve, shaking his head. I smirked. Mia leaned in, whispering behind her hand. Your future monster-in-law was just bragging to Victor about how her son's a PhD from a top university. So accomplished. Then she asked how much you make. Like it was an interrogation. What'd Victor say? Mia snorted. What do you think? He's a shark. Within 10 minutes, he'd gotten her to reveal her pension amount, how much they spent on your condo, reno, and their bank balance. She turned beet red when she realized. Started muttering about how business people are too cunning. I laughed. Today, my asshole boss actually came through. Suddenly, the lights dimmed. Romantic music played. A slideshow began on the big screen, photos of Jason and me over the years. The first one us at the test prep center where we met. I looked plain, no makeup. He looked scruffy. But our eyes were bright. The song Let the Wind Rise began to play. Jason's friend and roommate, Max Dalton, sang into a mic. Is less than #0. 6# is greater than Jason walked onto the small stage, holding roses. He bowed. Thank you all for coming to witness Sarah's and my happiness. He gazed at me, voice full of emotion. We met in 2015 outside State University. 8 years have passed in the blink of an eye. The screen shifted to travel photos. Me in a life jacket, sitting in an inflatable raft. The water was rough. I was screaming. Jason had one arm around me, the other holding a paddle. "This was our first trip together," Jason said, smiling. We both fell into the water that day. That night, Sarah spiked a fever. I carried her to the hospital at midnight. Yeah. I specifically told him I'd almost drowned as a kid. That I was terrified of water. He dragged me onto that raft anyway. More photos. Us hugging. Kissing. Standing outside State University's gates. Jason's eyes were wet now. That year, I was preparing for the entrance exam. I rented a place nearby and studied in the campus library every day. The first year, I didn't even make the cutoff. Sarah encouraged me to try again. The day results came out. We sat at the computer together, both so nervous. I was shaking. She checked for me. He smiled through tears. The score was high. She hugged me, congratulated me, and I told her this success is half yours. Your support made my dream come true. He paused. Back then, my dream was State University. Now, my dream is Sarah. I want to take care of her for the rest of my life. To grow old with her. My mom was sobbing. Some of the older friends had tears in their eyes. He conveniently left out the darker parts. The stress. The breakdowns. The times I quit my job to cook for him during his final push. The hours I spent gathering resources, supporting him emotionally, financially, physically. That year, I was purest in love. And purest in foolishness. Mia elbowed me, made a gagging face, and whispered, "He's really laying it on thick. Trying to guilt you with nostalgia." I stared at my bare ring finger. "You asked yesterday why Jason's been chasing me while flirting with Chloe, right?" "Yeah." "Why?" I smiled sadly. "Because I'm his best option. Men can pine for their white moonlight while enjoying the benefits of their red rose. He knows she can't give him what I do: status, stability, comfort, care. He's not stupid." I paused. I was, though. Jason knelt on one knee, holding the roses, gazing at me with desperate intensity. "Sarah, marry me. I swear if I ever hurt you or betray you again, I'll kill myself. I don't need you to do it." His two friends started chanting, "Say yes! Say yes." Dude's been awake for 2 days straight setting this up. "Sarah, if he ever screws up, we'll help you castrate him." I stared into his eyes. Is less than #0. 6 is greater than and I saw it. That deep, almost tragic devotion. But I also remembered his voice on the phone, calling me psycho. Good actor. Cold heart. I stood. Mia grabbed my wrist. I smiled at her, shook my head, and walked onto the stage. Jason raised the roses higher, his handsome face full of hope. "Sarah, I love you." He does love me. Enough to manipulate my family, my friends, my boss into this room. To bet I'd be too embarrassed to refuse in front of everyone. Like I'd forgiven him so many times before. I bent down, helped him to his feet. "Stand up first." He tried to hug me. Applause started. I took the roses, put my hand on his chest, and smiled. "Can I say a few words?" Jason exhaled in relief, stepping aside. I turned to the laptop connected to the projector. Pulled a USB drive from my pocket. Plugged it in. "Thank you all for coming to witness our happiness." I bowed. Looked at Jason. "Thank you, Jason. I'm truly touched." I opened the folder. The screen changed. A photo appeared me in pajamas, lying in bed. Jason sitting beside me, blowing on a bowl of soup. Thank you for making me nutritious soup from frozen drumsticks after my miscarriage. Click. Next image, Jason and Chloe on a video call. Thank you for tucking me into bed, then staying up to tutor your junior. Click. Jason leading Chloe into our condo. Thank you for bringing her into our home while I was away on business. Click. 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 Thank you for forcing me to apologize to her. And for calling me a psycho when I refused. Jason lunged forward. My brother Ben grabbed him, held him back. I played an audio file. Chloe's voice rang through the speakers. Sarah, you know what? Jason drove over 300 kilometers just to buy me food from my hometown. He doesn't love you anymore. He's only marrying you because he slept with you for 8 years and owes you an explanation. My mom's face went white. Jason, did you cheat? Jason stammered, trying to speak, failing. He looked at me. Eyes full of anger. Panic. Shame. Sarah. Please. Stop. I laughed coldly. Why? Everyone's here. Might as well get it all out in the open. I threw the roses at him. Get the fuck out of my life. And by the way, you're the psycho. Your whole family is psychotic. You're a mama's boy who never got weaned. Jason kept trying. Sarah, you're wrong, Chloe and I never. You're slandering me. I moved my cursor over a file labeled private video. Want me to play the video of you jerking off to her photos? His face went gray. No. Please. Don't, I laughed. Jason. I was bluffing. But you actually DID that? He froze. Looked like he might pass out. I turned to leave. He rushed at me. And I let myself fall backward into the wall. Thud. You hit me? I didn't. Jason's chest heaved. You're lying, I pointed at him. Everyone saw it. I lunged for the USB drive. He tried to grab it first, using his height advantage to push my face away. I clutched my cheek, screamed, You hit me again! Then I grabbed him. And flipped him. Judo throw. Perfect execution. I straddled him. Slapped him across the face. Once. Twice. 3 times. Thank you, Jason. When you got hurt defending me years ago, I swore I'd get strong enough to protect myself. So I signed up for judo. And kickboxing. I hit him again. Feels good, doesn't it? Chaos erupted. Misses. Howell ran over, fists flying, calling me a bitch, trying to pull me off her son. My mom screamed and charged, grabbing the woman's hair, kicking her. The 2 women became a tangle of limbs and shrieks. Mia rolled up her sleeves and joined my mom's side. Mister. Howell grabbed his briefcase, trying to save his wife. Ben spat. Fuck this. You hit my MOM? He started forward. Victor grabbed him, shaking his head urgently. Total mayhem. The romantic proposal had turned into a full-blown brawl. We all ended up at the police station. Mrs. Howell's face was scratched bloody. She wanted to press charges. My mom, hands on hips, pressed them. I'll see you in court. And every time your precious son has a big event, I'll show up and tell everyone exactly what kind of man he is. They started fighting again. We couldn't pull them apart. Finally, Victor stepped in. He had video evidence. Jason shoving me. Grabbing my face. Me falling. Self-defense. Later, Jason and I sat outside the interrogation rooms. Neither of us spoke. His face was swollen. Suit jacket draped over his arm. Shirt wrinkled, missing 2 buttons. My hair was a mess. Heel broken. He pulled out a cigarette. Lit it. Opened his phone. Started deleting our photos. One by one. I called the wedding planner. Canceled everything. Texted the photography studio. Told them to destroy all prints and files of our second photo session. I'd pay extra. A police officer walked by, frowning. No smoking here. Jason nodded, crushed the cigarette with his bare hand, tossed it in the trash. He stood with his back to me and laughed bitterly. You'll never be as good as Chloe. I looked at my phone. Oh. Tossed my hair. Is it because she can handle you only lasting 10 minutes? I smiled sweetly. I really can't compete with that. Jason whipped around, glaring. I raised an eyebrow. Blew him a kiss. People started filing out of the mediation room. Mrs. Howell, face bandaged, grabbed her son's arm and shot me a look of pure venom. Come on, honey. You're handsome, educated next time. Find yourself a virgin. Someone pure. Mia snorted, walking past with new shoes. Good luck. With a mom like you, his life's gonna suck. Another argument almost started. Then Victor, finishing up with the officers, snapped his fingers at me. Sarah. We're done here. I'm heading out. He paused, as if just remembering something. Oh, by the way, Andrew Sutton from Tian Cheng Group has had a crush on you for ages. He's only 30, net worth over $100 million, Harvard PhD. He's been too respectful to approach you since you were engaged. But if you're interested now, I can set up dinner. There is no Andrew Sutton. No Tian Cheng Group. Victor was just helping me save face. I flashed an okay sign. Sounds great, boss. He waved. Call me if you need anything. Thanks, Victor. I rubbed my tired eyes, changed shoes, and walked out with Mia. Jason and his mother headed the opposite direction. Like two arrows, shot in different trajectories. Never to meet again. Part 2. Moving forward, I sold the condo. Dividing assets with Jason was contentious, as expected. But we got through it. He wanted to settle quickly, said he'd let the appliances go. His mother refused. They'd paid real money for those. She wanted every last power strip. On moving day, she brought Chloe to help inventory everything. I had a work meeting. Couldn't be there. My mom and sister-in-law supervised checklist in hand, making sure they didn't take a single extra wire. Late that month, I had a business trip. At the airport, I suddenly remembered today was Chloe's grad school interview. Would I let it go? Let the woman who invaded my relationship just slide? Forgive and forget? Move on? Maybe one day. But not today. So before boarding, I sent Chloe a text. Big day, huh? Did you contact your interviewers in advance? All prepared? Want me to come cheer you on in person? I turned off my phone. Boarded. Put on my eye mask. Slept. 2 hours later, I landed. Got into the pre-arranged car, checked my phone. 2 missed calls from Chloe. Several texts. I ignored them. Checked into my hotel. Had a team meeting. It wasn't until dinner that I opened her messages. Let's talk after my interview. Don't you think you're being excessive? You and Jason already broke up. Why are you still harassing me? Please. I've been preparing since junior year. This is everything to me. More important than my life. The last one, sent 30 minutes ago. Fine, Sarah. You win. I sipped my soup. Looked like the interview didn't go well. From our last encounter, I'd gotten a read on Chloe. Sensitive. Prideful. Fragile underneath. A little clever, but not experienced. smooth sailing her whole life. Like a porcelain vase. Pretty on the shelf. Shatters on impact. I smiled and typed, "Sorry, was on a flight." "How'd the interview go?" "Plain innocent." "Who, me?" A moment later, she replied, "Sarah. Since you want Jason and me together so badly, fine. You got your wish. He's with me now. Tonight, we're going to have a wonderful evening. Since you broke up with him, stop interfering in our lives." I blocked her and set down my phone. "Good luck with your trash, Chloe." That's not my problem anymore. In the weeks that followed, dealing with the breakup, I'd convinced myself that staying busy was the answer. Stay busy, and you'll forget. Stay busy, and the pain will fade. But once everything was settled, I hit a wall. Withdrawal. I moved into a new place. One night, I came home, flipped on the lights, and said out loud, "Jason, I'm home." Silence. It took me several seconds to remember I live alone now. Another time, around 5 p.m., I pulled out my phone and scrolled through WeChat, looking for his profile picture to ask what he wanted for dinner. Couldn't find it. Then I remembered we broke up. Habit, especially 8 years of habit, is terrifying. I had to build new ones. Watching movies alone. Cooking alone. Walking alone. Coming home to an empty apartment alone. Sometimes I wanted to slap myself. Sarah, are you pathetic? He hurt you like that, and you still miss him? But eventually, I understood. It wasn't that I still loved him. I loved who I was in that relationship. The version of myself that cared, that tried, that believed. Victor really did introduce me to men. I met two. Neither clicked. Mia said the best way to get over someone is to start something new. She encouraged me to get out more, meet people, stay social. Time passed. 3 months. One evening after work, I called Mia. "Did you get the package?" "How did you know I was eyeing that Miu Miu bag?" She squealed. "I love it." "Thank you." I smiled. "Want to go hiking this weekend?" Actually, my husband and I are going to a farm resort." I felt a small pang of loneliness. "Have fun." "Wait," Mia said quickly. "I set you up with someone for this weekend." I groaned. "Mia, he's a cop. Really busy. Rarely gets time off. Just meet him once. Please?" I turned onto another street. Pass. If I don't go hiking, I'll just visit my mom. Too late. I already told him you'd go. What? Who is this guy? Remember 2 years ago? I tried to set you up with someone my husband's distant relative. Super handsome, good family, tall, like 6'2", 8-pack abs. I laughed. 8-pack? That's a washboard. She giggled. You know what I mean. Anyway, you got back with Jason, so it didn't happen. Then he got engaged too. But his fiancée dumped him. Just like you and Jason's parents had met everything. I frowned. So he's a cheater too? No! God, you're traumatized. His ex had issues. She's the one who called it off. Oh. So it's settled. Weekend. I'll text you the details. Before I could argue, she sent a photo. I opened it. An ID photo. He was very handsome. Most people send filtered selfies to blind dates. He sent a government ID photo. Interesting. Honestly, I didn't want to go. I made excuses. Told her my stomach hurt. Maybe I'd need to go to the hospital. She saw right through me. If you don't show up, I'm bringing him to the hospital to sit with you. Fine. I put on a decent dress, did light makeup, and drove to the restaurant. Arrived exactly on time. Finding him was easy. The hot pot place wasn't crowded. Everyone looked normal, except for one man sitting in the northeast corner, wearing a black hoodie, constantly scanning his surroundings while checking his phone. Cop habits. I squinted. He looked even better in person. Like that trendy actor everyone's obsessed with, but the tough guy version. He spotted me, raised his hand, snapped his fingers, pointed at the seat across from him. Ugh. Points deducted. I walked over in my 4-inch heels, smiling politely. Hi. I'm Sarah Quinn. He stood. Tall. Really tall. Mia said 6'2", but he looked closer to 6'4". He shook my hand. Firm grip. Logan Lowe. I glanced at his hands. Large. Strong. Long fingers. Defined veins on the backs. He gestured with his chin. Have a seat. I set down my bag. Immediately, he said coldly, Miss Quinn. You're 3 minutes late. Okay, so I had stopped at the mall bathroom to fix my lipstick. I smiled. Traffic. I checked. Traffic from your address to here is fine right now. Is this guy serious? I forced a laugh. Secretly set an alarm on my phone under the table. What kind of pot do you want? He asked, already scanning the menu. Whatever. Dual pot then. He tapped his screen. Any allergies? Nope. He ordered quickly, poured me water. I got a few things I like. You can add more if you want. I smiled. I'll eat whatever you're having. Just call me Logan. Okay, Logan. Silence. Awkward silence. He sat stiffly, watching me with sharp, analytical eyes. Like he could see straight through me. I shifted uncomfortably. Cleared my throat. So is work busy? Is less than #0. 6# is greater than yes. What do you do? Can't say. More silence. I checked my phone. 8 minutes until my fake emergency alarm. The server brought the food. Logan adjusted the heat, asked if I wanted sauce. No thanks. Okay. He stirred the spicy side of the pot. Glanced at me. What's your family like? I have a mom. A brother, sister-in-law, and nephew. Mia mentioned you and your ex. I choked on my water, coughing. I'm not married. Sorry, he said flatly. You and your ex-fiancé broke up. Why? I was getting annoyed. He cheated. How did you find out? Can you describe the situation? I started to answer, then stopped. Wait. Why am I telling him this? That's private. I fired back. What about you? I heard you were engaged too. Who ended it? His face went cold. First, ex-fiancé, not wife. Second, I don't want to talk about it. Are you kidding me? My alarm went off. I grabbed my phone, pretended to answer. Hello? Oh, hi, Victor. I'm having dinner. Now? That file's urgent? Okay, I'll head back to the office. I stood, grabbed my bag, gave Logan an apologetic shrug. Sorry. Boss emergency. Gotta run. I took one step. Logan laughed under his breath. You just answered your alarm. I froze. What? Oh my God. Mega embarrassing. Like getting caught with my phone in high school after swearing I didn't have it. Logan glanced at my screen. It lit up. I saw. I raised an eyebrow, smiled. Oops. Busted. Want to know why? He actually thought about it. You don't want to keep dating me. I snapped my fingers. Bingo. See ya. He picked up his chopsticks, pulled out a slice of beef. Got it. Take care. Rude. I left without looking back. The second I was outside, I called Mia. What kind of person did you set me up with? He interrogated me like a suspect. Dug into my personal life. And he has zero emotional intelligence. I'm a woman. He knew I set that alarm to bail, and he called me out on it. How humiliating. Who does that? Mia apologized profusely. I'm so sorry. I'll have Jack talk to him. I rubbed my temples, turning to look back at the restaurant. Forget it. I'm not wasting energy on him. By the way, Mia said carefully, I introduced you to someone else a few days ago. He wants to meet this weekend. Absolutely not. No more blind dates. But I said no. I hung up. Started my car. Looked at the time. 5:30. Still early. Might as well get a drink. I went to a members-only lounge. Quiet. Nice atmosphere. Put on my Bluetooth earbuds, ordered a cocktail, and pulled up a movie on my phone. This was my new routine during the withdrawal phase. A few drinks, a film, then straight home to sleep. Just as I found a comedy, my phone buzzed. Someone requesting to add me on WeChat. Note, Sarah got some dirt for you. This was my private number. Not many people had it. Curious, I accepted. The account was new. No posts. Generic landscape photo. I waited. A few minutes later, photos came through. Screenshots from Jason's WeChat moments. The first was a blurry video, shot from far away. A library or study room. Jason and Chloe sitting together. He kissed her. She didn't pull away. The second, Jason and Chloe holding hands. Posted 3 months ago. Caption meeting, you made me realize fate is kind. Let the bad people and bad things drift away. I really, really like you. My girl. Third post, Chloe in a graduation gown, leaning on Jason. Caption, congratulations on graduating, my girl. For the rest of our lives, it's all you. I felt nauseous. Downed half my drink. Then the messenger sent a text. Hi, Sarah. Don't worry, I'm not Jason. Not the little green tea either. Just a bystander. I've wanted to reach out for a while, but didn't have the chance. I just saw that PhD candidate propose to his new girlfriend. Couldn't hold back anymore. First, congrats on escaping that pit. Jason looks decent, but he's a flirt. There is less than #0. 6 is greater than I know of at least 2 juniors he's messed with. At a department dinner 2 years ago, he got some random girl's number. A few days later, I saw them having dinner together. What they did after, I don't know. P.S. That girl wasn't Chloe. Chloe's worse. Even after you got engaged, she kept coming to the lab to ask questions. One time, I saw Jason kiss her. She didn't resist. I don't know if you were heartbroken after the breakup, but I just want to say congrats on dodging a bullet. Don't shed a single tear over that scum. Okay, I'm deleting you now. I hope you find happiness. I stared at the messages, stunned. By the time I tried to reply, they'd already deleted me. I guessed it was someone from Jason's program. So he and Chloe had been physical. While we were still engaged. And he'd likely slept with other women too. I felt sick. Ordered another bottle of wine. Drank glass after glass. Pulled out my phone. Almost called Jason to scream at him. Then stopped. We're broken up. Even if he admits it, what's the point? I had the bartender open another bottle. Drank until I was dizzy. The manager offered to call me a cab. I refused. I wanted to walk. Clear my head. Why? Why does it always happen right when I'm starting to heal? I got drunk, took off my heels, walked barefoot, cried as I went. My phone rang. Is less than #0. 6# is greater than Mia. Sarah, are you okay? I've been calling, you didn't pick up. I crouched on the sidewalk, sobbing. What happened? Mia's voice was panicked. Did Logan upset you again? I'll have Jack call and chew him out. Jason's marrying Chloe. Silence. You're drunk. Where are you? I'm coming to get you. I kept crying. I just found out he cheated on me before we even broke up. Not with Chloe. Some other woman. Maybe from a karaoke bar. That bastard. I screamed into the phone. Mia, I'm pathetic. Nobody loves me. I'm so pathetic. You're not. You're not. You have me. Where are you? Send me your location. Don't move. I shook my head. I don't know. Then send me your GPS pin. Stay put. I sent it. Sat down on the curb. Cried. Eventually, I calmed down a little. Stood up shakily. Put my shoes back on. Started walking toward a bridge. Leaned against the railing. Let the cool wind hit my face. Felt slightly better. Then I heard a car horn. Turned around. A black SUV pulled over. A very tall man got out. Wait. Is that? Oh. The guy from earlier. Great. My night just got worse. What are you doing? Logan walked over, sniffed the air, frowned. Drunk. Middle of the night. Planning to jump is less than #0. 6# is greater than. I turned away. Fuck off. He followed. Mia called me. Tore me apart. Said if I offended you earlier, I should apologize. So, if I did, I'm sorry. But getting drunk and doing dangerous things because of me is stupid. Oh my God. I whipped around. Stop flattering yourself. This has nothing to do with you. He smirked. So, it's about your ex? He shook his head. Even dumber. I clutched my chest, which felt like it was caving in. Started walking. My ankle twisted. A strong hand caught my arm. Let go. You can't walk straight. He pulled me toward his car. I'm driving you to Mia's. I yanked back. Leave me alone. He held tighter. I'd had enough. I grabbed his hoodie, stepped in close, and tried to flip him. Nothing. He didn't budge. I looked up. He was smirking. Furious, I let go and lost my balance. Landed hard on my butt. Mortifying. Logan extended his hand. That was assault on an officer. I slapped it away. Then arrest me. He crouched down. Come on, Miss Quinn. Stop being difficult. Let me take you home. And then, suddenly, I snapped. Hey. Officer. Want to sleep with me? The second it left my mouth, I regretted it. Too much to drink. Brain offline. I was about to laugh it off. Say I was kidding, when he considered it seriously. Then said, okay. 3 a.m. I lay naked in bed. A half-stranger behind me. I was completely sober now. Memory intact. I covered my face. Oh my God. What did I do? The last few hours had been vivid. I remember getting into his car. Neither of us speaking. Pulling into my complex. Going upstairs. Unlocking the door. Planning to say it's late. You should go. Instead, he asked, do we start now, or do you want to shower first? And I, like an idiot, said, "Let's just start." What followed was the bathroom, the couch, the bedroom, back to the bathroom. By the time we finally stopped, it was 2 a.m. Now I knew what was in the paper bag he'd brought as toiletries. Razor. Change of clothes. He came prepared. He cleared his throat behind me. I squeezed my eyes shut, pretending to sleep. He pulled the blanket over me, tucked it in gently, put his arm around me, went back to sleep. I didn't dare move. But my mood had improved. When I woke up again, it was 8 a.m. My head was pounding. My body ached. Logan was gone. Did he leave? I felt a small stab of disappointment. Whatever. We're both adults. Then I noticed the dining table. A carton of milk, 4 steamed buns, a small dish of pickles. Under the milk, a note. The handwriting was clean, strong. Miss Quinn had to head to the station. Bought you breakfast. Heat it up before eating. Logan, I held the note, smiling despite myself. Miss Quinn. So formal. We're strangers who just happened to sleep together. I threw the note in the trash. Opened my phone. Texted Mia. She'd sent a dozen messages asking if I was okay. I called her. Hey. Finally. You okay? I laughed. Just woke up. Guilt crept in. By the way, how did Logan end up picking me up last night? Oh! You sent me your location, and Jack was on the phone with Logan at the time. Turned out Logan was nearby. He's a cop, so we figured he'd be safe. He didn't say anything rude again, did he? My face burned. No. Good. We hung up. I rubbed my eyes, laughing at myself. Reheated the food. Ate. Monday morning, I had a meeting. Barely made it on time. Spent the whole day catching up. By noon, I was starving. Opened my phone. Someone with a basketball player profile pic had sent me 20 photos of food. Then, what would you like for lunch? I didn't remember adding anyone like this. Probably some restaurant trying to advertise. Not interested. Thanks. Understood. Sorry to bother you. I kept working. That afternoon, around 4 p.m., the same account sent 20 more food photos. What would you like for dinner? I can deliver. I was annoyed. Busy. Not eating. Please stop. Understood. Sorry. I blocked him. What restaurant sends 40 images in one day? Ridiculous. I made myself coffee, scrolled through my call log. I'd saved Logan's number before our date. Should I call him? No. Why should I call him? I'm not desperate. But also, he didn't call me. So he really is treating this as a one-night stand. Annoying. 2 days passed. No contact. Asshole. My assistant knocked, brought in a package. Director Quinn, same-day delivery for you. I checked the sender. Chloe Lewis. I almost threw it out. But curiosity won. Inside a wedding invitation. Mr. Jason Howell and Miss Chloe Lewis request the honor of your presence at their wedding on July 20th. And a note, Miss Quinn, I've let go of past unpleasantness. Jason and I would love your blessing. By the way, I heard you're still single. How sad. Come to the wedding, maybe we'll introduce you to a handsome groomsman. At the bottom, a smiley face. I felt rage bubble up. And I did something impulsive. I called Logan. He answered on the second ring. Hello? He sounded out of breath. Am I interrupting? In the background, a man's voice, Logan. Why'd you stop? You spilled my water. Logan coughed. Miss Quinn. What's up? I took a breath. Is less than #0. 6# is greater than are you free tonight? Pause. Did something happen? Perceptive man. My scumbag ex is getting married. His new girlfriend sent me an invitation. Mocked me for being single. Offered to set me up with a groomsman. Logan chuckled softly. So what do you want to do? I pressed my hand to my warm face. That thing tonight might not work. I have something. Oh. Never mind then. Sorry, I hung up quickly. Mortifying. He rejected me. That night, I did a face mask, ready for bed. My phone rang. Logan. Hello? I'm downstairs. Buzz me in. What? I'm at your building. I bolted upright. Oh. Okay. I yanked off the mask, threw on tinted moisturizer and blush, added soft pink lipstick. Then I unlocked the door. Seconds later, there was a knock. I opened it. Logan stood there, left hand holding a huge bag of groceries, right hand holding a paper bag. Why'd you bring so much? He stepped in, slipped off his shoes naturally. Saw your fridge was empty last time. Happened to pass a supermarket. I checked my phone. 11 p.m. What supermarket is open at 11 p.m.? Then I realized I was wearing a nightgown. No bra. Obvious. Awkward. Logan noticed. Cleared his throat. Did you eat? Yeah. Still hungry? I'll get fat is less than #0. 6# is greater than I'm good. He held up the grocery bag. I'll put this away. Okay. He went to the kitchen. I dashed to my room, threw on a bra. When I came back out, he'd finished organizing everything. We stood there, neither of us knowing what to say. I pointed at the bathroom. You can shower first. He smirked. Already did. At the station. Oh. The air felt electric. I said something dumb. Want to shower again? I needed time to mentally prepare. He pulled me close. Let's shower together. And then we were in the bathroom. On the couch. In the bedroom. Back to the bathroom. By the time we collapsed into bed, it was 2 a.m. I finally saw what was in his paper bag sleepwear, a razor, toiletries. He really comes prepared. We lay there in post-coital silence. We'd gone from semi-strangers to, well, familiar. I laughed. Logan's voice was low, soft. What's funny? I wrapped my arm around his waist, traced his abs. Last time you interrogated me. Now it's my turn. How'd things end with your ex? He was quiet for a moment. Her white moonlight came back from overseas. She left me at our engagement party and went with him. I teased, you read romance novels? If you don't want to tell me, just say so. It's true. Holy shit. I propped myself up on his chest, staring at his face. Is less than #0. 6# is greater than damn. Your ex must have been really gone for the guy to leave you. Logan scoffed. He's average looking. But he's a PhD from a top school. She said she doesn't care about looks, she values deep spiritual and intellectual connection. Fuck PhDs. I rolled my eyes. Fuck PhDs. He laughed. Fuck PhDs. We looked at each other. And cracked up. Misery loves company. I asked carefully, so how many people have you dated since? None. Work's busy. And hookups? He looked me dead in the eye. 1. You. My heart skipped. What about you? He asked. Victor set me up a few times. I went to dinners. No one clicked. You're the first person I've gone further with. Logan pulled me closer. I smiled. We should add each other on WeChat. He made a face. We're already friends. You deleted me. I sat up. What? I smacked my forehead, pointed at him in disbelief. Wait. Are you the guy with the basketball star profile pic who sent me like 50 food photos? He nodded, grabbed his phone, showed me his WeChat. Oh my God. When did I add you? 2 years ago. Mia was trying to set us up after your breakup. She sent me your contact. I swallowed. We've been connected for 2 years? Logan sat up too, grabbed my chin, mock threatening. Why'd you delete me? Is less than #0. 6# is greater than. I held up my hands in surrender. I thought you were a restaurant spamming me. You sent me 20 photos at lunch and asked what I wanted to eat. Then 20 more at dinner. I got annoyed and blocked you. Logan's eyes sparkled with amusement. He muttered, so that's why she thought I ghosted her. What? Nothing. Sleep? I was wired now. I can't. His hand slid to my waist. Want to go again? I closed my eyes. I'm dead. He laughed. Logan and I fell into a rhythm. We were both busy. Didn't see each other every day. But when he had time, he'd come over and cook. He was genuinely talented in the kitchen. And when I was lonely, I'd text him 111. He'd reply 000 and show up with condoms, ready for a full-service visit. Gradually, he left more and more stuff at my place. Socks, underwear, toothbrush, clothes, laptop. Some weekends, we'd hike or catch a movie. But mostly, we stayed in. 2 months passed like that. We got used to each other. But I realized we'd never defined what this was. Friends? Friends with benefits? Something else? I needed to know. If he saw me as short-term, I had to decide whether to keep going. Mid-September. Logan and I both signed up for a marathon. I decided I'll ask him today. The sky was overcast, threatening rain. Logan wore sunglasses and a black athletic shirt. His long legs drew plenty of stares. He looked effortlessly cool. I pulled out sunscreen, started applying it to my arms and neck. Let me. He took the bottle, rubbed it on the back of my neck, smiling. Remember the running tips I taught you? I waved him off. I'm just here for fun. You go for the win. He shook his head. Placement doesn't matter. Let's finish together. That's more meaningful. My heart raced. Why is that meaningful? A staff member walked by with a megaphone. Runners, please get ready. Seriously? Now? We lined up. The starting gun fired. I jogged slowly, distracted. Logan matched my pace. You don't have to stay with me, I said. I'm about to get my period. I feel awful. I'll be slow. It's fine. Marathon's long. I've got stamina. I can catch up in the second half. I looked at him, emotions swirling. He's so handsome. Exactly my type. But what if he just sees me as a hookup? What if one day he tells me he found someone real and we're done? I sighed. What's wrong? He asked gently. Work stuff? Not really. I glanced at him. Last night you were on the balcony talking on the phone for a while. Who was it? My ex. She's moving back to the country. My stomach dropped. I ran in silence for 10 minutes. Is less than #0. 6# is greater than. Then why'd she contact you? Logan's tone was dry. She and her white moonlight got divorced. She wants to get back together. Oh. I processed that. Then tripped over my own feet. Fell hard. Skinned my knee. Blood. Sat there, wincing. Logan crouched down, inspecting the wound. A volunteer ran over with a med kit. "Miss, are you okay?" "I'm fine." I looked at Logan, embarrassed. "Sorry. I can't finish." "You should go ahead." He took the saline solution from the volunteer, cleaned my cut. "It's not an important race." "I'm staying." He worked carefully, disinfecting, applying ointment, bandaging. I watched him, my chest tight. He was engaged to her. They must have loved each other deeply. Now she's back, asking for another chance. Logan helped me stand. "Can you walk?" I took a couple steps. It hurt. "Yeah." I thanked the volunteer. Started limping forward. Logan crouched in front of me. "What are you doing?" He patted his back. "Get on." I looked around. Lots of people watching. "I can walk." "Stop being stubborn." He hoisted me up. Cheers erupted from bystanders. I buried my face against his shoulder, embarrassed. He smelled clean, like sunlight and fresh grass. I sighed. He tilted his head slightly. "Ever since I mentioned my ex, you've been off." "What's going on?" Too perceptive. I hesitated. Then asked, "Are you getting back with her?" "No." Relief flooded through me. But I wasn't done. "Logan, we should talk." "About what?" I hugged his neck tighter. "I need to know how you see our relationship." "How do you see it?" "I need to know if we're friends, or bed buddies, or something else. It matters for my future plans." He stopped walking. His face darkened. "Uh-oh." "What's wrong?" His jaw clenched. "I thought we were dating." "Huh?" "I've thought we were boyfriend-girlfriend since the blind date." "That first night." "What?" "So this whole time, I thought we were just casually hooking up, and you thought we were in a relationship?" He looked furious. "Apparently." I felt fireworks exploding in my chest. Hugged him tight. "Hey," he scoffed. I kissed his cheek. His mouth twitched, trying not to smile. "I'm still mad." I whispered in his ear, "I bought really sexy lingerie." His grin reached his ears. "Fine." Forgiven? That day, Logan carried me through the entire marathon route. I think I understand now why he insisted we finish together. That night, we made it official. Mia called immediately, demanding we take her out for a thank you dinner. Done. Turns out, a healthy relationship can completely transform you. Logan and I fit together perfectly. Every way. 6 months later, we met each other's parents. By year end, we got our marriage license. Wedding planned for the following year. Christmas. We went to take wedding photos. While the makeup artist worked on me, I scrolled through X and remembered years ago I'd made a fandom account to support my favorite celebrity. That account was still mutuals with Jason. Weird. I haven't thought about him in so long. That agonizing breakup. The months of withdrawal. It all felt like a past life. I hadn't cried over him in ages. Hadn't even thought about him. I logged into the old account. 99 unread DMs. Most from Jason. I scrolled up. The first message was from March, right after our ugly split. "Sarah, a woman like you will never find another man. Chloe is 1,000 times, 10,000 times better than you. Younger. Prettier. I hope the next time we see each other is at the other's funeral. Actually, no, you'll definitely die first." I laughed coldly. Almost closed it. But boredom won. I kept reading. Late March. Around the time Chloe failed her grad school interview, Sarah, you bullied a girl in her 20s. Have you no shame? We're together now, by the way. Young girls are just different. So, damn. Fresh. Attached a photo of him kissing Chloe. I gagged. Kept scrolling. April. Drunk voice messages. I played the last one. 3 seconds. Sarah. I miss you. I scoffed. May and June had dozens more. Sarah, I know you abandoned this account. But I won't give up. It's my only way to reach you. It's strange. Right after we broke up, I hated you. Wanted you dead. But over time, I calmed down. And I started missing you. One day, I came home, changed my shoes, and without thinking said, "Babe, I'm back." Chloe heard. She freaked out. Cut her wrists. Got drunk. I'm scared of her. You'd never do that. You were always beautiful, elegant, confident. You handled everything perfectly. I stared at the screen. When he was pining for his white moonlight, she seemed perfect. But once he had her, she was too cold. I scrolled further. Sarah, Chloe's pregnant. You know what? I genuinely want to push her down the stairs. Get rid of the baby. I know what she's doing. Her mom's sick. She needs a stable family and a sucker to fund her endlessly. I suggested we wait. We're young. Let's hold off on kids. She accused me of still being in love with you. I didn't dare say yes. She's like a ticking time bomb. I'm about to graduate. I can't let her ruin my career. We bought a tiny 2-bedroom. But one room has to stay empty for her parents. Every time I come home and see her mother, I want to scream. I keep wishing she'd just die. But she won't. I know I'm sick. But I can't help it. A chill ran down my spine. My assessment of him had been accurate. He was courting Chloe while clinging to me because I was his best option. Romance requires material comfort. Strip that away, leave only bills and resentment, and his girl becomes nothing but daily grievances. I kept reading. July. A wedding photo. Chloe looked sweet and radiant. Jason was smiling, but his eyes were cold. Sarah, I don't want to marry her. Just say the word. I'll drop everything, my degree, everything, and leave with you. Sarah, I love you. Please forgive me. I'm coming to find you tomorrow. My heart seized. He came looking for me? I scrolled frantically. The next day's message, a photo. Of Logan. Sarah, I came. I snuck into your new complex. I didn't want to disturb you, so I sat downstairs all night. Then, this morning, I saw him. I saw you two holding hands, walking out together. Is he your new boyfriend? What does he do? Is he good to you? Please tell me. It's important. I frowned. August messages, Sarah. I called Mia to ask about you. She wouldn't tell me anything. She warned me not to disturb your peaceful life. Sarah, are you happy? I'm not happy at all. Chloe's getting bigger. Her temper's worse. She's so demanding. Our family runs on my income alone. I'm exhausted. I snorted. September. Just one message. A photo of Logan carrying me at the marathon. Then a dozen 60-second voice messages. I didn't bother listening. Just read the text. You two look good together. Sometimes I wish I could turn back time. Then the man carrying you would be me. October and November, mostly complaints about Chloe. Then December, a few days ago, Sarah, I heard you're getting married. Can I come? I know I'll never be worthy of you again. But could you let me watch you walk into happiness? Just once? I started typing, "Don't come. Don't interfere." Deleted it. Instead, I deactivated the account entirely. Next time he messages, he'll get the hint. The makeup artist suddenly stopped, turned with a smile. "Oh, the groom's here." I turned. Logan stood in the doorway, sharp in a tailored suit, holding a paper bag. God, he's handsome. My heart soared. He walked over, looked down at me for a long moment. "My wife is gorgeous." I grinned. "Did you get food?" He lifted the bag. "You said you wanted dumplings, right?" He turned to the staff, smiling. "Bubble tea's on me, everyone. Please make my wife look like an angel." The makeup artist laughed. "Miss Quinn's already an angel without makeup." Logan beamed. "Damn right she is." I covered my mouth, laughing. Epilogue. After the wedding, Logan and I were even happier than when we were dating. Whenever we had time, we traveled. Visited cities. Tried foods. Stayed in hotels. And, explored some outdoor locations. We planned to start trying for a baby by year-end. I saw Jason again in August. At a mutual friend's wedding. I was on Logan's arm, debating our next trip. "Let's go to Sichuan and see the Sangxing Dewey site," Logan said, eyes bright. "I've been dying to see the bronze figures in person." "Yes." And then Chengdu. Hot pot for days. He pinched my cheek. "No, your stomach can't handle it. I'll get mild spice." Chengdu's mild is still spicy. "You just recovered from gastritis." I'd overworked myself last month and ended up in the ER. Logan had been a wreck. Now I was on Chinese medicine, fixing my gut. He monitored my diet religiously. Even quit hot pot himself in solidarity. I pouted. "One bite?" He pulled me close. Not even half a bite. I saw his resolve softening. "Fine. We'll rinse everything in plain water first." I wrinkled my nose. "That's just boiled vegetables." We were laughing when I saw him. Jason. Standing at the banquet hall entrance. Staring. Beside him, Chloe. Holding a baby. She looked heavier, probably from postpartum weight. Tired. But still pretty. Jason started toward me. Chloe grabbed his arm. "Where are you going?" I ignored them. Walked into the hall with Logan. Signed the guest book. Left our gift. Inside, we sat with the groom's family. "Sarah!" "Over here." Mia waved, already seated with Jack. I sat, smoothing my dress, leaning toward Mia. "Why does it feel like everyone's staring at us?" She grinned. "Because aside from the bride and groom, you two are the hottest couple here." "Duh." She tapped my leg, nodded subtly to the side. I glanced over. Next table, Jason and Chloe. "Don't look so obviously." Mia hissed, pulling my sleeve. She leaned in, eyes sparkling. "Want to hear some gossip?" "What?" "Last month, Jason got arrested." "What?" "Shh." "He got caught in a prostitution sting. Claimed the woman was his girlfriend, that they'd been together 2 or 3 years. Didn't know she was an escort." I remembered last year's tip Jason had hooked up with someone from a karaoke bar. It all lined up. Mia looked disgusted. "You know that saying? When you see one cockroach, there's already 100 hiding." When he was messing with Chloe, it definitely wasn't his first time. I turned to look. Jason and I locked eyes. He half stood, gave me a sad smile. Chloe slammed her chopsticks down, glaring at him. Mia whispered, "No matter how rotten things are inside, they still have to keep up appearances." You should have seen earlier, Chloe was glued to him, acting all lovey-dovey. But they've had multiple fights at home. Everyone in our circle laughs at them behind their backs. The lights dimmed. Music swelled. The bride walked toward the groom, bouquet in hand. I glanced back at their table. Chloe pinched Jason's arm. Hard. He stared straight ahead, jaw clenched, veins bulging on his forehead. I shook my head. Chloe, you could have had a different life. You chose the worst possible road. But that's not my problem. I wouldn't interfere in someone else's karma. I'd protect my own happiness. I turned back to the stage. The MC was hilarious, teasing the couple. Guests roared with laughter. Logan took my hand. I leaned into him, fingers intertwined, watching the ceremony together. Do you love your wife? The MC shouted. Yes. Will you hand over your bank cards? Yes. Then the groom may now kiss the bride. Cheers and applause erupted. And suddenly, Logan leaned over. Kissed me. Softly. Sweetly. Sarah, I love you so much. I smiled against his lips. Me too. The end.